In my coaching work with managers, there's one conversation that comes up again and again. I know I should be coaching my team more, but sometimes in the moment, I either forget or I just don't know what to say. Coaching isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions. And there are 5 questions that can transform any manager from someone who misses that opportunity and is assigning and monitoring tasks to someone who can genuinely develop people. I'm Helen Bryant, and after 15 years in corporate leadership roles and now coaching hundreds of managers, I think I've identified exactly what separates the managers who get promoted from those who get stuck. And it's their ability to have great coaching conversations that actually matter, that really improve the performance of their team because their team just delivers better results. Today I'm sharing 5 questions that not only work in most coaching conversations, but when used regularly will change how your team sees you as a leader. And to help you to put it into practice, I've created a coaching guide for managers. It's linked below. Most managers know they should be developing their teams, but I think this is what sometimes happens. You sit down for a one-to-one and it kind of turns into a glorified to-do list review where you're reviewing the work, and then we kind of get to the end of the meeting. And what people tell me is that in the moment, they just can't think of the right questions at the right time. And all too easily, they default to giving advice about how they think the work should be done. The problem isn't that you don't care. It's that you've just haven't learned yet great questions that you could actually ask. Well, that changes today. But first, let me tell you why coaching is one of the most valuable skill sets you can develop as a manager, particularly in this day and age. Coaching builds trust, it builds connection, it builds engagement, it helps people solve their problems for themselves, which creates empowered and accountable teams and frees up your time. And here's why this matters more than ever. If we look at the growth of AI and an increasingly complex technical world in which we work, the ability to connect with people becomes disproportionately important. The machines can handle the data, but only you can build the human connections that make teams thrive. So these 5 questions are based on the GROW coaching framework. Each question serves a specific purpose. Think of them like tools in your leadership toolbox that you can quickly grab and use in any conversation. So let's get into them. Question 1 is all about goal and clarity of that goal. The question is, what does success look like for you this quarter? Or in this situation? This isn't about their to-do list. It's about getting them to think beyond tasks to outcomes. When someone can clearly articulate what success looks like or what a good job well done looks like, everything else becomes so much easier to both do and to prioritize the actions behind it. For example, instead of I need to finish the project, you could ask them this question and help them articulate what good looks like. For example, success looks like delivering a solution that reduces customer complaints by 20%, that's easy to do and frees up our time. See the difference? One is a task and one is an outcome that actually matters. Okay. Question 2, this is the reality check. The question is, what's your biggest challenge right now and what's working well? Notice I'm asking for both the challenge and what's working well, because I think it's very easy just to focus on problems. But what great coaches can do is help people recognize the strengths of either themselves or a situation too. And this question gives you real insight into what they're actually experiencing, not what you think they should be experiencing. And here's the key. You have to listen more than you speak. Your job is to understand, not to get in there and immediately fix that for them. The third question is, if you could change one thing to make your work more effective, what would it be? Or if you could change one thing in this situation to make the solution more effective, what would it be? This question is brilliant because it taps into their problem solving skills. You're not asking them to fix everything, just one thing. You're treating them as an expert on their own work, which they are. Often they'll suggest solutions you hadn't even thought of. Sometimes the best ideas come from people actually doing the work and not from those managers trying to solve everything from above. Question 4 is all about priorities. Of everything on your plate, what are the 2 things that would make the biggest difference if you nailed them? This is a question that many managers never ask, and it's why everyone feels quite overloaded. They're brilliant at adding things to everybody's plates, but terrible at helping them focus on what actually matters. This question forces both of you to think more strategically. 2 things, not 10. Biggest difference, not just the most urgent. This one question alone can transform how your team approaches their work. Okay, question 5. And you're going to love this one if you want to save a bit of time. What support do you need from me to make this happen? This question turns the conversation to action. It also clearly positions you as their supporter, not their micromanager. You're asking what they need, not telling them what you think they need or what they should do. Sometimes they need resources, and sometimes they need to have a conversation with you or someone else. Sometimes they just need you to get out of their way. But by asking, you're showing you're invested in their success, not just the output. You both have clarity between you of what you've agreed, which means you're much less likely to micromanage. So here's how you use these questions. Take a note of them, have them to hand, and then just pick 1 or 2 per one-to-one. You don't need to use all of them, and you definitely don't need to use all 5 together, because that would definitely feel like a bit of an interrogation. But having these 5 questions in your toolbox means you always know how to turn a conversation from the administrative, when we're caught getting those status updates, to the developmental. And here's what will happen. Your team will increasingly look forward to your one-to-ones because they feel heard, supported, and challenged in the right way. When you start asking these questions consistently, I think something shifts. Your team stops seeing you as someone who just assigns the work and is in charge of getting that work done. And they start seeing you as someone who really cares about their growth. And that's, to be honest, when the magic happens. They start bringing their best thinking. You'll notice they'll start solving problems you didn't even know existed. They become more proactive. And yes, they will start just getting better results. If you want to go deeper into how to have these coaching conversations, I've created a complete coaching guide based on the GROW model that shows you how to have these transformational coaching conversations in just 20 minutes. And that includes explaining the framework, you've got question prompts, and a step-by-step process that you can follow to implement it. And you can download it free using the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, you'll love this video here where I show you exactly how to structure your one-to-ones so they're efficient and effective every time. I'll see you there.